Good evening and welcome to Tier 2 Tuesdays here in FRL. We're on to round 2 at Silverstone. And the drivers are now heading into the session. Full qualifying and a 50% race for you tonight as usual. And once again an entirely full grid, which is something we just love to see. As we just wait for the players to load in. And we were treated to an entirely wet race last time out in Imola, so I think a few of the drivers will be hoping for a bit of better weather today. However, that might not be the case. Can be a bit temperamental in Britain. We just get everything set up. There we go, so we will lose 5 drivers at the end of Q1 and another 5 at the end of Q2, and Nivi's saying yes, it's dry. Well, it's definitely sunny and dry in this first session. Hopefully it will stay that way for the race then. Now if I remember correctly, I believe Nivi's favourite track is Silverstone. So he'll be hoping for a good race today. No one eager to make a quick get out of the pits. There we go, someone has left. I believe that was the Alpine. Or maybe not. So it's like Alan Brunstick's the first to leave the pits. In the Alfa Romeo, who of course in real life today just signed Guan Yu Zhou for the 2022 season. We also have Villeneuve and the Real on outlaps, as Alan just tests the track limits on his outlap. We'll see how many of the corner names I can remember tonight. I think I can get most of them. Maybe not the right one at the right time, but... Oh, and that is Browner there, go for a little bit of oversteer just coming out of... I want to say farm, but I'm not too sure. Oh, it was Village. I was so close. Definitely haven't just loaded them up on my phone. Right, back to racing, and we've got a yellow flag, and that is the Real. Wonder if he's had a problem just going through the loop. But everything seems to be sorted out now. Actually, it's Alan who may have caused the flag, because Alan has dropped behind the Real and has invalidated the lap. Lovely shot there of Major Test, just going down the main Hamilton straight. And we've got a yellow flag again. Is that Browner in the... No, it's not. It's the other Alpha Tauri. That's Man. Has just gone off down by the loop, just waiting to rejoin the track after the traffic has cleared. A few cars going past. Not too sure what exactly happened, but it can be quite a slippery area. Now back on the track anyway. Big Lou sets a fastest sector 1. Who are we looking for? The real. There he is. Just coming through the final chicane there. And onto the last corner. And across the line with 131.1 to start the session off with. And that's beaten quite massively by Villeneuve, who's gone almost 3 seconds quicker. So there was potentially a problem for the real. Possibly caught up with Allen. Looking behind Villeneuve, there's actually quite a lot of traffic there. I believe, yeah, Allen's one of the cars. Spread out a little bit now, but Villeneuve lets Allen go through. In the meantime, Major Fest has crossed the line with a 128.6 just behind Villeneuve. And we've got another spinner as the real's gone off onto the gravel. And that's down at Luffield. So a few more cars crossing the lines now, 29s, a few 31s, and a 59 for Man who we obviously saw had a problem. There's a Red Bull's gone now. I think both Red Bulls went at the same time. It's Big Lou who I picked up originally and has lost an entire front wing, so there's definitely been a problem for Big Lou. He'll have to make his return to the pits. Red Bull, one of the many teams based in the Silverstone area, or at least in the UK. Alan Brunswick goes to 128.8, puts it in P3 for now. And both the Red Bulls then, so that is Supreme Boy, also lost the entire front wing. How bizarre that both Red Bulls at the exact same time almost. Both crashed. So some busy work for the Red Bull mechanics as they try to get both their cars through into Q2. Nivy's just gone fastest in Sector 1. And another yellow flag. It's now for Romeo this time. And it's Alan. Daz Parker's just gone P4. Alan's actually stopped facing the wrong way, possibly just waiting for traffic. No, the car's completely stopped. There we go, going back underway now. And again, front wing entirely gone. So quite a few cars have had some pretty serious crashes so far. Got another car going slow, but I believe that's just to let other cars go through. We could quite possibly see a few wing changes in this race. It's usually a one stop around Silverstone. You can do it on the soft medium, the quickest strategy available. And there goes Nivea, 128.3, puts him at the top of the leaderboard in Q1. Cookie's currently on an outlap in the Haas. A lot of drivers are yet to set the time, 10 drivers. And Cookie's just pulled right to the side. I think he was going to try and let Man through, but Man was going into the pits, so... his Scouse Cookie in the Williams, followed by the AlphaTauri. That was a lot of curb, even possibly some grass there. However, did not count as an invalidation. Into the pits comes Scouse Cookie. And Nivi's going through again, so let's see if he improves the time. Just coming through club now. And does the 127.9, the first in the 27s we've seen so far. Fantastic work from Nivi. Remaining strongly at the top of the leaderboard with a 6/10 lead. And I must say, a very cool looking helmet. Cookie is now on a flying lap and also on a cool helmet. Fastest in sector 2, so could we have a potential challenge for Nivi here? The number 88 just making way through the last chicane and the final corner. And into P2. 128.4 just ahead of Villeneuve, but not quite up to Nivi. The real Wheels just made his way past his teammate, who currently sits in P1. The real is in P11. Jay Hartnell meanwhile has just started a flying lap, so has seen Preem Boy and Me Man Moody. And the real moves into P9 now with 129.7. There's a lot of drivers in the mid to high 28s at the moment. That's the closest point on the timesheet so far. So Supreme Boy has invalidated that lap. It's not going too well so far for the Red Bull reserve driver. Hopefully though, a fresh start on this next lap. Cookie makes his way into the pits. Meanwhile, Me Man Moody will just come through the last part of sector 3 now to complete his first flying lap. And moves into P10. The number 46 Ferrari. In reference, of course, to Valentino Rossi, who had his final ever MotoGP race this last weekend. Just looking ahead of the real here, look at the traffic that Real's been caught in. The lap time's been validated anyway, but there's cars joining behind as well, so Red Bull just catching up now. Trying to see exactly who that is in front. I believe it might be Drew, our winner from last time out, and Alan Brunswick's there as well. They're all getting caught over each other. Hope they don't get in the way when they're on the lap. And that is Fragile Tunnels just accidentally, by the looks of it, ran into one of the brake boards whilst getting out the way of another car that was coming through. One of the Mercedes. Here's JJ East. You just see the Red Bull in the background there, pull into the pits. Supreme Boy did set a lap time, 1:31.2. Big Lou's just ahead on 1:30.0. JJ East in the meantime moves into P10. with a 1:29.6, but instantly invalidates the next lap. So just a 1-4 now. Just over 4 minutes left in the session. Currently, 5 drivers haven't set lap times. They are Scott, PB, Quick Killer, Drew, and Fragile Tunnel. All of them are on out laps or flying laps, apart from PB, who is still in the pits and I don't believe has actually left the pits yet. Here comes Scott. Can he equal his Mercedes teammate Jay Hartnell? Crossed the line, but it was invalidated by the looks of it. Or was it an out lap? It may have been an out lap. So Drew comes across the line into P9 and 1:28.7. Third driver to do a 1:28.7. JJ East has just crashed out of the session. Well, McLaren struggled in qualifying last time out, and it looks like they may struggle today. We haven't got any cars near the crash, so I can't really see what's happened. The car has now been cleared. So JJ East will, at this point in time, advance to the next session, but only start in P15. A few of the drivers at the top of the table are now retiring from the session in the pits. They're happy with what they have done. Interesting that Drew, our pole man and winner from last time out, could only do a time good enough for P9. Is he holding back at this point in qualifying, playing it safe? Or will he come up against some struggles? Scott has invalidated this lap time. Fragile Tunnel will be next across the line. And here he comes over the line now into P10 and 1:28.8. Just ahead of Alan Brunstick. Who do we have now? That's Drew crossing the line up into P6, so a bit of improvement from Drew. And Quick Killer has just gone into P1. Quick Killer has taken the P1 position from Nivi. The Ferrari sitting very nicely in first and third at this point in time. Not even a tenth quicker than what Nivi could do. Similar to what we saw in the qualifying sessions from Imola. The top 2 drivers extremely close, and then the rest of the grid so close together. We have, well, Daz Parker now setting a 28.5. We now have 11 drivers on times in the 1:28. So it's all very close together. PB still hasn't left the pits, which makes me think they are not going to have enough time. We can't see the timer underneath the yellow flag. 1:10, yo, that's not enough time. So perhaps there was a qualifying ban we weren't aware of. And Big Lou's invalidated that lap, which means it is all over for Big Lou. He is out of this session. Scott pulls into the pits. He's also out of this session. Didn't actually set a lap time, so we'll start from P19. Quick Killer's about to cross the line again, see if he can improve. No, he does not. Man goes for improvement, but doesn't either. He has got another chance at this. Just 17 seconds left on the clock. The Real has invalidated, is at risk of dropping down here. Supreme's on an outlap, but not actually going to have enough time to get there. The flag is out and Supreme is also out of qualifying. So Man is the only person that can escape from the drop zone and will push the Real down, as JJ East's time is actually quicker. Alan runs 6, about a second down on his lap time, so is unlikely to improve. Quick Killer, however, is 0.012 seconds up, so good sector 3 could see an improvement, but the lap time's invalidated and Quick Killer comes back to the pits. Let's jump on with Man. And Man's lap time has been invalidated, so it's over for Man as well. So here we are then, confirmation that Quick Killer topped the lap times in Q1 with a 127.826, followed by Nivi and Moon Man Moody in P3. Eliminated from this session, we have Man, Big Lou, Supreme Boy, Scott and PB. JJ East won't be able to compete in Q2 as the car was written off. Welcome back, we're now into Q2, and in between the sessions there we've had Drew comment that he'd love wet weather, maybe not doing as well as he hoped in the dry, and Supreme as well saying that actually he would have gotten a good lap in at the end, but unfortunately came into a big amount of traffic. So the first few cars are making their way out onto the circuit. So Villeneuve now starting to fly lap, which just seems as well. Man Moody unfortunately disconnected from the session, but hopefully he's able to get back in fairly soon. Let's look at the tyre choices then. So far, the majority have gone for the softs. There's a few medium runners out there, Villeneuve, the Real and Browner. Being a problem though for it is Browner. I think there's some damage to the wing. Right on a pit exit, but actually on a flying lap. And yeah, that whole left end plate is missing. Browner will have to steadily drive that car back to the pits. Well, you're watching the leaderboard topper from Q1. Quick Keller. Just invalidated the lap time actually, so this one won't count. And now you're watching the rival P2 Nivi. Villeneuve actually came straight back into the pits and didn't post that lap time. The Real also invalidated. Brown has headed straight back into the pits as well. So no one has actually successfully posted a lap time yet. I believe the first will be Nivi. And 1:27.8, almost an identical time to what he posted last time out. Mage crosses the line with a 1:28.4. Very impressive time and instantly invalidates the next one. Hop on board with Quick Killer and see what he is able to do in response to Nivi. Advance to Sector 2. And luckily Mean Man Moody has jumped back into the session with us, that's great to see. And Quick Killer's lap time was invalidated right at the end. I didn't quite catch that there until we crossed the line and nothing happened. And it's invalidated the next lap as well, so I imagine Quick Killer will probably just pull into the pits and go for a fresh load of fuel and some fresh tyres. Villeneuve's back on an outlap. Drew was just getting out the way there. We just see Cookie leave the pits now as well. Drew's helmet is very cool, it's got little drawings on it, I like it. And Drew is also back into the pits without setting a lap time. We've had a few others come in, Daz Parker with a 1:28.2, Scouse Cookie 1:29.5, and the Real 1:30.4. Scouse Cookie has a cool helmet and it's pink, I really like that one. The Quick Killer has come across yet again. Plenty of fuel in the car then. And is now back on a legal lap time. Hopefully won't invalidate this one. We see his teammate Mean Man Moody now leaving the pits. Cookie making his way through Maggots and Beckett's. That actually seems to have some sort of problem, just making a little bit of a gap maybe between the next car. And as Brown has had another issue, This time it looks like the wing is still all intact. It's the same area as well. Not the start to the session Browner would have liked. Now he's coming through. We have Villeneuve. What sort of time can the Aston Martin produce? It's enough for P2, or 127.9. Very close to Nivy, just a tenth off. Jay Hartle's on the medium tyre and goes into P5. It's quite an interesting choice for the medium or soft, really. Obviously, we know those who finish in the top 10 or finish qualifying in the top 10 have to start on the tyre they used in Q2. Well, Silverstone is possible to do a soft medium or a medium soft, so the choice doesn't have as much effect as it does at some tracks. However, the medium soft can be a very effective strategy as long as there's no early on safety cars. All depends on how the race plays out, really. Me-Man Moody's going through the loop on his flying lap, the first of the session for him. Meanwhile, Cookie's just making his way down Hanger Straight with a faster Sector 2 as well. Cookie did very well in Q1. Could he be in the top 3 for Q2? And he does. He goes into P3 with 128.1. Not quite able to break the 127 barriers like Villeneuve and Nivy have managed to. Quick Killer did manage to set a lap time. It was a 128.7, but that was on 4-lap-old soft tyres, so they're just a little bit past their freshness at that point. And the in-lap was also invalidated, so Quick Killers might be struggling a little bit with the track limits here, which could come very costly in the race. Me-Man Moody has moved into P8. So we have 10 drivers that have set lap times. We're going to lose 4 in this session. Currently 4 are yet to set lap times. They are Alan Brunstick, Drew, Browner and Fragile Tunnel. Drew's currently on a flying lap, so let's watch him. Nivy's taken an early retirement as well from this session. I think definitely a favourite for pole position here. But there's a few drivers that could pull it through. Villeneuve, Cookie and Quick Killer have all shown good pace in the early stages of qualifying. Just watching the Alfa Romeo of Alan Brunstick there in the background warming up tyres. Or it might be Daz Parker, I'm not too sure. But here comes Drew, just through the final chicane and onto the club corner. Across the line and into P9. That could be a bit risky for Drew. That's not quite safe territory just yet. Fragile Tunnel, meanwhile, has just started an outlap. And Alan Brunstick has just started a flying lap. We'll keep an eye on the Alfa Romeo driver. Just over 2.5 minutes left in this session. As the Real fights to get back into the shootout zone. Only the top 10 drivers can proceed. He improves, but not enough. a good 8/10 of improvement, but he's still in P11. Very close to Scouse Cookie. So Quick Killer's come out on a medium tyre to try and improve on his soft tyres time. We'll see how that goes for him. In the meantime, his teammate Mean Man Moody crosses the line, but it does not improve on that occasion. Drew's going to come across the line again. 4/10 up this time, so this could be a good improvement for Drew, and it is a good improvement, almost 5/10 as he crosses the line into P6. Alan Brunswick posts a 1:30.5. That's only good enough for P12 currently. Daz Parker in P5, looking to improve on his time. And does do so fantastically well. Splits in between Villeneuve and Nivi. Daz Parker's in P2, and hopefully that is pretty much guaranteed safety into Q3. Scouse Cookie's lap time has been invalidated, but he does have another chance here. But Browner is very close behind. Browner across the line and goes into P10, pushes Scouse Cookie, who's just in front of him, into the drop zone. These two are going to be battling on track and on the leaderboard. This is fantastic. Quick Killer crosses the line and does improve, I believe. That is the best lap. Yes, so Quick Killer does improve lap time, but not position, in P8. Me Man Moody's pulled into the pits. He's given it was all in P7. Alan Brunswick's coming for another time. Is improved, is up on lap time. However, it might not be enough. The flag is out. Alan Brunswick does improve a lot, but it is not enough. He's in P14 as Fragile Tunnel is just pulled into P9. That pushes Browner down into the drop zone now. Browner, who's still chasing Scouse Cookie. Daz Parker's got another lap, but he's not going for it. So it is really this battle between Scouse Cookie and Browner. Jay Hartnell and Fragile Tunnel both in the danger zone if both of these guys improve. But look how close Browner is to Scouse Cookie. Surely he's just losing lap time because there's nowhere for the AlphaTauri driver to go. Scouse Cookie's about a 10th up. That's track limits for Browner, and dives into the pits. Browner is out. Oh, and that's track limits for Scouse Cookie. Both drivers picking up track limits in Sector 3. Both drivers will be invalidated. Jay Hartnell is safe. Drew says he's struggling to get into the rhythm. I think that is a huge part of racing around Silverstone, something I definitely struggle with myself. Finding that rhythm is so important, especially in the race. We just wait for the last cars to get into the pits and retire from the session. So Nivi tops that qualifying session with a 1:27.851, closely followed by Daz Parker and Villeneuve. Eliminated from the session are Browner, Scouse Cookie, The Real, and Alan Brunswick. That leaves us with Jay Hartnell, Fragile Tunnel, Quick Killer, Me Man Moody, Drew, Cookie, Mage FS, Villeneuve, Daz Parker, and Nivi, all going into Q3. Here we go then. It's the final shootout for pole position here in Silverstone, round 2 of FRL's F1 Tuesdays. Quick Killer's the first one to make a move, closely followed by Daz Parker. We have both Ferrari drivers and both Aston Martin drivers in this session. Everyone else is on their own. Jay Hartnell and Nivi both follow. Well, it looks like just 4 cars initially are making their way out. Nobody else decided to go for it just yet. Perhaps run out of tyres to use in qualifying. Although saying that, I believe Drew's now just left the pits. Well, this is all a game of who's going to go fast. Quick Killer's already there, but Daz Parker, Nivi and Jay Hartnell are all playing games with each other, and Nivi goes for it. Nivi's decided he doesn't want to take part and just got straight past the Alfa Romeo driver who's waiting for his moment to go. Meanwhile, Jay Hartnell's holding off, just waiting for the traffic to clear. Quick Killer opens to the DRS on his Ferrari. And it obviously sets the fastest Sector 1 as he's the first to do so. And you see there the Williams of Drew just pulling over to the side to let Quick Killer through. He works his way through Maggots and Beckett's. The left, right, left. And on to the next DRS section. Second of the lap. Around the final corner and across the line for 128.2. That's a very nice time from Quick Killer. Will it be enough though? Here comes Nivi. And 128.2 as well. Tiny margins. And Daz Parker does a 128.0. So out of nowhere, Daz Parker, who finished P2 in the last session, suddenly picked up a huge amount of pace. And Jay Hartnell now. Jay Hartnell for 127.8. So Jay Hartnell takes the provisional pole out the first 4 drivers who left the pits. Drew will be next to cross the line, although about half a lap away from doing so. This really shows that pole position could go absolutely anyone's way here. I think realistically the entire top 10 are capable of doing it. And there's Quick Killer returning the favour to Drew by getting out the way quite nicely. You see May Chafes in the bright orange McLaren in the background as well. Papaya. So everyone now is out of the pits other than Fragile Tunnel, who we know characteristically doesn't always like to leave the pits straight away. Does often leave it to the last second. Drew does a 128.4, which is P5. Very much on pace with the other drivers. Nivi goes for a second lap and improves up to P2 at 127.9, but still behind Jay Hartnell. Jay's just pulled into the pits, as has Daz Parker and Quick Killer. Meanwhile, Mean Man Moody is now about to start his flying lap. Villeneuve has invalidated and pulls straight into the pits, perhaps a low fuel setup. Cookie as well, about to start a flying lap just now. Now let's watch Drew through sector 2. Two tenths up, so a good chance for Drew to improve, and how close these cars are, that's potentially a good few positions he can make up. Across the line, and the Williams driver does improve up to P4 now with 128.2. Matefest has invalidated, so we'll need to go again. It was a 130.0. Here's Mean Man Moody. And it's P6 for Mean Man Moody, slots in behind his teammate. 128.8. Next lap's already been invalidated. And here's Cookie. And Cookie goes into P1 by 0.005 seconds, 5 thousandths of a second. Cookie takes the lead from Jay Hartnell, pushes Nivi down onto the second row of the grid. Well, Drew taking a lot of the curb there, but the stewards have decided that is in track limits. And Drew comes into the pits anyway. Lovely nose shot here from Matefest. Just coming through the last little bit and across the line, and Matefest takes the lead. Matefest into P1 with a 127.8. Also, so not even a tenth covers the top 4 drivers in this session right now. Absolutely incredible here in FRL's Tier 2. Traditionally a tier that has always been so close and so competitive. More drivers now coming for their outlap for their last attempt. Fragile Tunnel is still sitting in the pit lane. Cards held very close to the chest. Meanwhile, teammate Villeneuve is now starting a flying lap again. The first one, I believe, was invalidated. Nivi's back on track. Down in P4, but eager to improve. The track will be slowly warming up, and it's at the last few moments in this session that it will be at its best. The Ferraris have headed round together. Mean Man Moody is currently on a lap, whereas Quick Killer is just on an out lap. But these two could get a little bit closer and get a bit of a toe off each other. And Cookie's behind, trying to sneak a toe off both of them. Quick Killer's going to just get out the way. Sensible thing to do, really. But Cookie decides to come into the pits as well as Mean Man Moody and goes for an overtake. Quick Killer starts a flying lap, whereas Villeneuve's now about to finish his. But the lap time's been invalidated. It's another invalidation problem for Villeneuve. He's going to have one more shot at this. Just a minute left in the session. Jay Hartnell's on a outlap. Done extremely well in this Q3 session. Could potentially start from the first row of the grid, could potentially start from P1. Now Daz Parker was up in P1 at one point in this session, a faster sector 2. Could he be about to reclaim top spot? Across the line, and it is. Daz Parker moves into P1, a good improvement now, 4 tenths ahead of everyone else. Major Fest and Cookie are both in the pits, so it's an open goal here really. Daz Parker looks as if he's slowed down, so perhaps not going for another one. The flag is out. Nivi got past that flag, didn't improve on the first attempt. Has one more, luckily. Fragile Tunnel never left the pit, so again, perhaps a qualifying ban, a Q3 ban that we didn't know about. Villeneuve is just coming through the last corner now. Villeneuve across the line and into P6. A nice lap from the Aston Martin driver. Jay Hartnell has invalidated, so the best he can start is P4. Nivu is next, being chased down by the current provisional pole position driver Daz Parker. At a fastest sector 2 for Nivi. He's got to gain about 5 tenths so on his current time. That's a big jump. But just a tenth or two will move him up to P2. Makes his way through Vale and Club. And across the line. And does go up to P2. Just 3 thousandths ahead of Mage FS. Nice work by Nivi. Pulled it together in the end. Quick Killer put a lap in. No, it was Drew, sorry. Drew just put a lap in. But did not improve. That's all the drivers then across the line. Daz Parker takes pole position here. So here we are, Daz Parker takes P1 in Q3, P1 on the grid with 127.470. Nivi will follow in P2 with Mage FS in P3. Then Cookie, Jay Hartnell, Villeneuve, Drew, Quick Killer, Me Man Moody and Fragile Tunnel rounds off the top 10. Join us in a few moments for the race. So here we are for a lovely sunny day in Silverstone, and cars getting away for the formation lap. Both the Ferraris, weirdly enough, both kind of did the same sort of thing and tried to start before the cars in front of them were ready. So let's look through the tyre choices today. We have Daz Parker starting on pole with the soft tyres. Nivi is in second with also softs. Matefess, Cookie also choosing soft tyres. Jay Hartnell will start on the medium with Villeneuve and Drew behind on the softs. Quick Killers on the medium, whereas teammate Meeman Moody has gone for the soft tyre. Fragile Eternal is on softs in P10 with Browner in P11. Scales Cookie, The Real, and Alan Brunstick and JJ East also all on the soft tyres. Then with some interesting choices at the back of the grid. Man has gone for the hard tyres in P16. Big Lou's gone medium. Supreme has gone soft. Scott has also gone for the hard tyre, and PB has gone for the medium. The sound is messing up a little bit in my headset, and I'm getting very loud noises and then very, very quiet noises. I think we're okay. We just see the predicted tyre strategies there. It's either soft to medium or soft to hard. I imagine most drivers will try to pull the soft to medium, medium to soft. Most drivers will avoid the hard tyre, apart from obviously those who have started on it. However, the hard tyre does work well around Silverstone. It just may not be as quick a strategy for some drivers. We now watch as Daz Parker pulls the grid and prepare to start racing in just a few moments' time. Five red lights and away we go, and it's a good start from Nivi on the left hand side of the screen as we watch it. Nivi does take the lead here from Daz Parker. Who's going to be in front after the first few corners? It's still Nivi. Cookie's trying to get through in P2. There's a few moves up and down. So far it looks like everyone got away cleanly, which is what we really like to see. So Daz Parker's lost 2 positions from the start, dropping down to P3. Major Vest is holding on to P4, whereas the cars behind are trying to get past. Jay Hartnell has just made his way past Villeneuve, and so has Drew Villeneuve, also dropping back a few positions. So far, though, it looks like a really clean and really nice start for everyone. No problems throughout the grid, although one of the Red Bulls has just gone really wide there and has lost a few positions. That's Big Lou. Alan Brunstick's just made his way through. So we have the position change, no dramatic changes, but a good start for Supreme, who's made up 3 positions already. So has JJ East. Oh, there's a yellow flag. I believe, I can't see who it is who's had the problem. It's Villeneuve. And it's Villeneuve who's just made contact with Big Lou. We just saw that there, and Big Lou's gone into a spin because of it. Well, not exactly too sure what happened because of the camera angle, but it looks very clear that Villeneuve did push Big Lou into a spin there. Big Lou looks like he might have got away with it damage-wise. However, there could be some side pod or other damage that we can't quite see. Back to the front, Nivi posts the fastest lap, followed still by Cookie. A half-second lead for Nivi at this point in time. Daz Parker is still there as well. He's being chased down by Major Fess, who's had a good start. Really lost 1 position though to Cookie, but wants to get back onto the podium. Jay Hartnell originally dropped the place but did manage to take it back. And while it's been a fantastic start for JJ, he's made up 5 positions already. That early crash in qualifying put him lower down in the grid than what his pace really is. Alan Brunstick's picked up the first 3-second penalty of the race. Big Lou has just had a wing change and gone onto the hard tyres. May even try to get to the end of the race on those tyres, which wouldn't surprise me at all. It's a good shout. Drew is going past Jay Hartnell here into Maggots and Beckett. Drew is ahead. That was a fantastic overtake. We didn't quite get to see all of it. Well, the first group of cars, realistically, the first sort of 9 cars or so are all in a massive group together. And when the DRS does open, there are going to be a lot of overtakes. Hopefully, it is now enabled as of this lap. There's been a yellow flag. It's a fragile tunnel. Another Aston Martin gone off at the final corner there. And Fragile Tunnel has been disqualified from the session for driving the wrong way. That's unlucky. That's classic Cody's. Unfortunately, we saw a disqualification last time out. And we're seeing another disqualification here. And well, I hate to say it this early on, but Aston Martin's luck isn't exactly improving. JJ's had a problem. After a fantastic start, JJ has had quite a big problem there. The car looks okay, but again, there could be some damage that we can't see. Supreme has got a 3-second penalty as he's trying to make his way past Alan Brunstick, and there's Snowball saying they do make contact. There was contact there, and Alan Brunstick gets another 3-second penalty. They go through together, and Alan Brunstick takes the lead back there. Supreme Boy's going to go for it into Maggots and Beckett's. Supreme Boy drives down the inside, and Alan Brunstick yields, which is the correct thing to do, I think. This gives Scott the opportunity to catch up, and Mann's here as well. Scott and Mann are on the hard tyres, whereas Supreme and Alan are on the soft. So at this point in the race, we'd expect Supreme and Alan to have the advantage. Alan dives down the inside, but surely yet way too wide from Alan. And he's going to lose 2 positions because of that. Fastest laps are coming in thick and fast, and it's Drew that currently has it. But Drew has just picked up a 3-second time penalty. Some almost perfect race last time out from Drew. This time the penalties have come in quite early. Villeneuve picks up a 5-second for speeding in the pit lane now. So the top 8 have now separated from the rest of the grid, with there being a little bit of a gap between 5 and P6. I expect that will grow over the next few laps. But Nivi's not been able to make a solid getaway at the front of the pack. Just 6/10 to gap. This is anyone's game at this point. Well, I say that, it's 6/10 already grown to 8/10. But this is what we like to see, really. So many cars, so competitive. And that is Browner making a way past Scouse. Cookie using the DRS and then braking well. Down into Vale. And here comes Cookie. Cookie looked down the inside there of Nivi. He was going to go for that move pit, decided not to. Now he's looking around the outside. And it's a very defensive move by Nivi. Cookie cuts back to the inside. Cookie's going to go for the inside move here. They are side by side. Is it going to be a Hamilton and Verstappen moment? No, they're very clean. Nivi gets back in front, but it is so close. And it's still Nivi. Somehow Nivi retains his lead. Well, this is how close this race is. Surprisingly, Cookie hasn't had an attack from the cars behind. Cookie's going to go for it now though, and using DRS, he has so much momentum. Nivy's going to lose another position. He might even lose another one as well. He gets back ahead of Daz Parker. Just about, those two just avoiding contact there, and Nivy will be saying, please, please don't overtake me, please don't battle me. I want to get Cookie back before Cookie drives off into the sunset with this lead. Already creating a second gap. Has Cookie got the pace to win this race? And Alan Brunstick has had a spin further back. So Nivy now doesn't have DRS on Cookie, so Nivy's not only not able to attack back for the lead, he's also going to have problems. And there's big contact behind, and Daz Parker's gone. Daz Parker's gone into a spin. Has he taken anyone else with him? It was Major Fest that crashed into him. I think he got away with it though. Wow, 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 that was definitely a big incident there. So let's have a look. Daz Parker still isn't back facing the right way on the track. Is now though. Major Fest missed his braking point completely by the looks of it. Ran into the side of Daz Parker. And that could be Daz Parker's win hopes over. That meant Browner could gain another position, but he's about to lose it back to Major FS. And to make Daz Parker's news even worse, he's just picked up a 3-second time penalty. So what other implications has this had? Well, Quick Killer and Mean Man Moody, the Ferrari duo, are doing extremely well in P5 and P6 at the moment. Jay Hartnell's back up to P4. Drew is now on the podium in P3. And it's put a much less... And that's Cookie! Cookie's gone as well! Well, Cookie must have made that mistake of his own accord, surely. We didn't see exactly what happened, and it looks like there's a front wing missing. Well, in the space of a couple of laps, almost every driver doesn't seem to want to win this race, and PB316 sorry, has just retired from the race, and that is safety car. Safety car is out. So both the Haas having problems on the exact same lap. Wow, that was very intense. What an extreme few laps in this race. So we'll run through, and Villeneuve's just picked up a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Really not going Villeneuve's way, unfortunately. Right, we'll work through who is where. However, I believe there will be some pit stops. I think the drivers on the softs, it's tactical to come in and change for either the mediums or the hards. The mediums might be a bit of a push, but the hards should definitely make it to the end of the race now. So let's see who does come in. Nivy's in. Jay Hunt on Quick Killer stay out. Drew comes in. Me Man Moody comes in. Browner, Major Fest, Scouse Cookie. I think there's some wing flying in the air possibly there. There's possibly some contract. The Real Supreme Boy. It's probably going to be easy to say who's stayed out. And so far that is Jay Hartnell who takes lead of the race. Quick Killer is in P2. Scott is in P3. Man in P4. Currently Nivy is due to be in P5, however I think Alan Brunstick might take that position as he stayed out on the soft tyre, interestingly. No, Nivy does get away ahead, and so does Drew. Alan stays in P7 for now. Sound that most of the cars have pitted. Let's run through the order. Jay Hartnell is now in P1 on the mediums. Quick Killer follows in P2, although getting very, very close to Jay Hartnell for no real reason there. Scott is in P3. Man is in P4. Both these drivers started on the hard tyre. Nivi's gone hard in P5, whereas Drew has decided to go mediums in P6. The grid is very split between whether going on hards or mediums in that pit stop just there. Alan Brunstick was the only soft tyre runner to remain out in P7. Neeman Moody is on mediums in P8. Browner is on hards in P9. Major Fest went medium in P10. Scouse Cookie and The Real Real went hards in 11th and 12th. Cookie went medium in 13th, sorry. Supreme went hards in 14th. Daz Parker, JJ East, Big Lou and Villeneuve all went for mediums. To be another lap or so under the safety car. JJ East has gone back into the pits here to serve a penalty. And one of the Red Bulls has had a problem there. That Supreme Boy almost getting caught up with JJ East there. And some damage to the left end plate. Well, the safety car may be in this lap, so potentially Supreme Boy might lose out quite massively here. He's overtaken on the safety car to get the positions back. Not too sure whether the game will like that very much. It looks though the safety car is staying out, so that does give Supreme Boy a chance to get a new front wing without losing too much time. So yeah, I'm just waiting for Supreme to catch up to the pack after that front wing change. And the Real has just picked up a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Scouse Cookie, sorry. The cars getting too close to one another under the safety car. And one of the brake boards there has just gone up into pieces. Who is that? Oh, we've got Brown has going the wrong way round. I think that may have been to do with him. Villeneuve picks up a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. There's definitely a lot of penalties going to come into play by the end of this race. We're only 10 laps in, and look at the cars as they weave up and down on Hangar Straight. The 18 remaining are about to start racing again. Jay Hartnell's going to be in charge of releasing them, and there's another 5-second penalty for some severe collisions. Let's see what sort of start Jay Hartnell goes for. Quick Killer is very close behind. Jay's gone for it. It's pretty good. Him himself and Quick Killer have got away from the pack very nicely, but there's other cars there. If someone else has gone, it's the real and Niffy. It's both the Alpine drivers. Both of the Alpine drivers have been caught up there. Was that separate collisions or were they both involved? Well, again, we've had a potential winner from this race spin out. First Daz, then Cookie, now Niffy. Jay Hartnell is in the lead ahead of Quick Killer. We've then got Scott and Mans. All four of them are yet to stop. And potentially, without a second safety car, these guys might struggle to finish so high up in the race. Major Fest has now got a problem. Major Fest is falling the wrong way and has no front wing. Judging by the tyre mark, something quite bad must have happened there. He almost went straight on at the corner. Perhaps a problem with a rig or something more than a collision. The real had to take some real avoiding action to get out of the way of the McLaren there. However, there wasn't really much Major to do about it with no front wing. The cars are simply uncontrollable. Villeneuve picks up a 3-second time penalty for track limits. As I mentioned, Quick Killer and Jay Hartnell got away really well from the rest of the pack. It's just each other they have for company. Meanwhile, Daz Parker's just made his way past JJ East. And there's going to be lots of cars in the pits now, so Villeneuve is the first to do so. Both of the Alpine stayed out, meaning they didn't pick up any damage from their spins. Synchronized spinning. The real picks up a 3-second penalty, however. Major Fest is also in for a new wing, unsurprisingly. And away the McLaren goes. Quick Killer looks to be lining up Jay Hartnell for an overtake here. And the next question, of course, is when do these guys look for their pit stops? They're going to be wanting to go into the soft tyre, which can last around 8 to 10 laps, I would say, depending on what kind of driver you are. Drew, meanwhile, has made his way past Scott. Drew's had a fantastic restart, really. DRS is now enabled. So yeah, I think the earliest we'll see Jay Hartnell and Quick Killer in is around lap 16. And just like that, Drew picks up another 3-second time penalty. I mean, definitely not the most penalised driver at this point in time, but 6 seconds could potentially take the win away. Currently the gap ahead is 3.8 seconds. And Nima Moody's looking at getting past Alan Brunstick, trying to go the long way round. Almost runs out of road there right at the end. And Cookie and Scouse Cookie are battling. It's a battle of the cookies. And Cookie 98 has made the way through and into P8. Now Alan's looking at getting past. Man, Alan is on 12-lap-old soft tyres. They're very much at the end of their life. But he's going to go for it, and using the DRS, Alan is quite easily able to make his way past Man. More time penalties coming through. Big Lou's had a moment. And there is Big Lou, damage to that front wing. Jay Hartnell takes the fastest lap of the race, and then it's beaten by Drew. Quick Killer looks to be lining up an overtake, but just can't quite get close enough to the Mercedes in front. Big Lou also picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane there. There's a huge battle behind, as Daz Parker's just made his way past Scouse Cookie. Scouse seems to be falling back. He was one of the drivers that opted for the hard tyre, and you can kind of see that those 5-lap-old hard tyres are slowly dropping down the leaderboard. Mean Man Moody's got his way past Man, one of the cars who hasn't pitted yet. Will possibly looking for some soft tyres fairly soon. Mean Man Moody's on a mission, and he is looking at taking down Alan Brunstick. Meanwhile, Alan's trying to hunt down Scott, who's also still on those 13-lap-old hard tyres. Drew is closing down on the top two. He's taken about a second out in the last lap or so. Livy's lining up an overtake on Supreme. Dives down to the inside. And it's nicely done. JJ East is almost back inside the top 10 after having a roller coaster of a race so far. A fantastic start, a spin, and then slowly recovering. Definitely lining up Scouse Cookie here. He's got extremely close to the Williams, and he is going to make his way through using that medium tyre advantage. Alan is unable to make his way past Scott yet, but those tyres must be screaming for a change. It's surprising he's still where he is, really. Let's see if we get any overtakes down Hanger Straight. Scott won't have any DRS. Meanwhile, Drew's actually caught right up to the front two. We'll jump to that battle in a second as Alan Brunstick does try to make a move down the inside. Almost runs out of room, but luckily Scott actually braked pretty late. Meanwhile, Jay Hartnell has come into the pits. He's gone for it first. Scott had a little bit of a problem there. Scott's lost a load of positions, unfortunately. Almost lost all traction and all speed. And he's lost a few more as well, so Scott's dropped a long way back. Couldn't have gone into the pits just then because teammate Jay Hartnell had already gone in. Jay's gone for the softs. So this pretty much puts the pressure on Quick Killer to pit this lap. He's being chased down by Drew. Drew will then take the lead of this race from Alan Brunstick and Man, who have both not pitted. And then Mean Man Moody. I believe Man did make his way past Mean Man Moody there then. Villeneuve down in P16 puts in the fastest lap of the race, whereas Daz Parker picks up a 3-second penalty, so the amount of drivers without penalties is dropping more and more each lap. It's just 6 left then. Major Fest, Jay Hartnell, Nivy, Scott, Cookie and Man. How many are going to be left by the end of the race? Here's Mean Man Moody desperately trying to get past the cars in front. He's got so much tyre advantage over these guys. He's almost running into the back of them constantly. But Man's still got DRS, so he's struggling to get through. Cookie, meanwhile, wants a piece of the action as well. Here comes Me Man Moody on the inside. He does do it. Man runs a bit wide. Cookie's coming through as well. Cookie side by side. No room there left by Man. But it's very defensive and aggressive and even controversial driving there from the AlphaTauri driver, but he does stay ahead, and that's the important thing. Quick Killer did pit, so let's watch Quick Killer. He jumps onto the softs. It's a decent looking stop. We also see Scott pitting as well, so Jay Hartnell's down in P15. He's just coming around the final corner now. It's such a long pit stop in Britain at Silverstone. The safety car is crucial, which is why those drivers that did pit under it have done so well. Jay Hartnell picks up a 3-second time penalty, and Quick Killer comes out quite a way in front. Jay Hartnell was held up by the real there. Quick Killer is into P12. This means we have a new leader. It's Drew. Has lots of penalties, but also almost a 10-second lead over Alan Brunswick. So could it be back-to-back wins here for Drew as we go down into the last 9 laps now? Me Man Moody chases Alan. Alan has still got to pit. So Me Man Moody is looking fairly good here also. Cookie, trying to do the recovery drive, is up to P4, chasing down that podium. Man is also yet to pit in P5. In an aggressive battle with Daz Parker now. Daz pulls side by side. It's Alpha versus Alpha. And Man is still just in front. I thought he went terribly wide there, but he managed to get a really good exit and stay just ahead of the Alfa Romeo. Quick Killer in the meanwhile has made his way past Supreme Boy for P11. And Daz Parker's going for it again, but no, dives back behind Man. There's no DRS on the main straight in Silverstone. It's not really long enough. The real picks up a 3-second time penalty. Alan Brunstick is still going. I'm not really sure what tactic he's going for. And we've had a spinner. It's Jay Hartnell. Ah, unlucky for Jay. Potentially a podium could have still been in there. But he's stuck in the gravel and he's really struggling to get that car out. Will manage to carry on though. There's a yellow flag in the front pack. What's gone wrong in the front pack? Not too sure what it was. I think all the cars have pretty much kept their position. Oh no, it's Alan Brunstick. It's Alan that dropped back, so surely Alan is going to go into the pits now. Big Lou picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Daz Parker has finally made his way past Man after quite a few attempts. And JJ East is now getting past the AlphaTauri, and Man dives into the pits. Big Lou retires from the session in pit lane. Alan's still going. Well, Drew is just gaining on his lead at the front. Now up to 11 seconds. Quick Killer sets the first lap, fastest lap time. I believe that's the first one in the 29s. Cookie remains in P3, just half a second or so behind Me Man Moody. They're both on 10-lap-old medium tyres. Daz Parker's a couple seconds down the road in P4 with JJ East just behind, and Alan Brunstick yet to pit behind those. Scouse Cookie is in P7 with a battle with Browner. Quick Killer's moved up to P9. Nivy's in P10. Supreme Boy, who's just picked up a 3-second penalty, in P11. The Real's holding off Villeneuve for P12. Man's just come out the pit in P14 with Jay Hartnell after that spin in P15. Scott's in P16, not the race that Mercedes drivers wanted. Major Fest is at the back of the pack for now. Villeneuve's just got past the Real. So to get down to the last 6 laps, let's have a look at the penalties that we have got and who will be affected. So Drew has 6 seconds. Cookie in the meantime has got past Me Man Moody for P2. We did think that was going to come. Cookie has got fantastic pace. Me Man Moody's got a 3-second penalty, but that shouldn't really come into play too much as Daz Parker has a 6-second and JJ East with a 3. Alan Brunswick has 9. Browner and Scouse Cookie have 14 and 17 seconds respectively. Quick Killer is 3. Nivy is one of the few drivers with none. Supreme has just taken 17 seconds as well, with Villeneuve on 8. The Real Real has 11. Man has none. Jay Hartnell has 3, and Scott and Maged also have none. But this is looking perfect for Drew. 6 more laps. Just cruise around and keep that 11-second lead. And it will be back-to-back wins for the William driver. As Parker has looked like he's slowly gaining on the podium positions over the last few laps, and of course JJ East is just behind him, so potentially there could be a battle for P3 and P2 come the end of this race. Villeneuve's just made his way past Supreme. JJ East picks up a 3-second penalty. This could be vital, these last penalties for the drivers in the top 5. And Major Fest has just had a spin at the final corner. Just trying to get the car facing the right way on that slippery grass. Doesn't look like there's any damage there, and he's okay to carry on. Daz Parker now is caught right up to Me Man Moody. Moody's just dropped out of DRS range from Cookie, so Moody is definitely going to be in a fight for this final podium position here. This could be really good. In the meantime, JJ's actually dropped a lot of time back to Daz Parker. They were very, very close, but now the gap's about 1.3 seconds. I think this is definitely the battle to watch at the moment. Just hotting up for the last few laps of the race. It looks as if Cookie, Me Man Moody, Daz Parker and JJ East will all be fighting for the podium positions of 2nd and 3rd. At the moment they belong to Cookie and Me Man Moody. Meanwhile, Quick Killer has got another position. We're going on to these soft tyres. He is much, much quicker than the cars ahead. I didn't even realise, but Alan Brunswick is still out. He's yet to pit. I really have no idea what kind of tactic it is. I guess it's working. However, when the pit comes in, he will lose a few positions. Just going to check. Starting position. Gaining 8 positions is definitely a good good tactic so far, but he's not done the hard bit yet, which is the pit stop. JJ East is the biggest gainer so far. 10 positions gained. And potentially still a few more to come. Daz Parker's jumping in and out of DRS range from Mean Man Moody ahead. No one's really getting any closer or any further apart from each other just yet. Perhaps saving the last little bits of fuel and ERS and tyre just for the last minute, the last lap. Here comes Quick Killer. That's a lovely overtake. The switch back there on Alan Brunstick. And Alan's going to come under threat now from Browner. Daz Parker's used the DRS and caught right up to Mean Man Moody. Meanwhile, Cookie's just sort of gradually got away from these guys. He's actually gaining on Drew, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He has to get that gap down to, well, 6 seconds once the penalties come into play. But to gain 4 seconds in 3 laps is quite the challenge. And here comes Browner. Looking at going down. No, he can't quite get past Alan Brunstick on that occasion. Let's jump back to the podium fight. Well, Mean Man Moody's done fantastically well through Sector 1 there. Gained enough time to keep Daz Parker behind for now. Alan Brunstick's just picked up a 3-second penalty and Brown has made his way through. We've had a yellow flag. That was someone. It's an Alpha. It's Alan. Alan's had a problem. The tyres just can't hold on for this long. I don't know how worn they are, but it must be like driving on ice at this point. So here comes Daz Parker. Is Mean Man Moody going to be helpless here? No DRS. No, Moody just stays ahead on this occasion. As we come on to the penultimate lap now, can Mean Man Moody hold off Daz Parker for the very last position on the podium? The interval board's gone a bit funny. Meanwhile, there's another battle going on further back. Let's see if we can join it. Well, Villeneuve's just set the fastest lap, and he's the one in P10 catching. Sorry, excuse me. Villeneuve is catching Nivi in P9 and Scouse Cookie in P8. Supreme has just made his way past Alan Brunstick, who is going to get disqualified from this session when he does not pit. There was a yellow flag there, and that was for JJ East, who's going to actually possibly lose it. He does lose the position to Quick Killer here. So Quick Killer's tactic in the end has actually come through quite nicely. He would have loved a few more laps on the end of this race, and the Ferrari team are going to do fantastically out of this. JJ East is going very slowly. He's not got any damage to the wing as far as we can tell. Is it a puncture? Doesn't look like it. The wheels look kind of normal, but there's definitely something going on for JJ. He's losing more and more positions. It's all gone wrong. The driver looking to get positive driver of the day. It's all gone wrong on the penultimate lap. Drew has started the final lap of the race. Mean Man Moody is still holding off Daz Parker. Nivi, meanwhile, gone up past JJ East now, so is Villeneuve. One final check on the penalties. Few drivers picking up lots and lots of penalties. Brunstick does finally come into the pit lane, and as he does, picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding. Be interesting to see what problem JJ East did pick up in the end. Something is really not right with that car. Brunswick's dropped to P16. And one of the Aston Martins has spun, that's Villeneuve. Villeneuve has had a spin right at the end here. But here comes Drew with a massive 11-second lead. And Drew takes back-to-back wins here in Silverstone. Meanwhile, that was JJ East has just been disqualified from the session. 2 penalties. Cookie takes P2. Me Man Moody takes P3 ahead of Daz Parker, who takes P4. Daz Parker got it on track but could not get it on penalties. Quick Killer takes P5. Browner takes P6 with Scouse Cookie crossing the line in P7. Nivi takes P6 after jumping both those guys with no penalties. Villeneuve does take P9 despite the spin right at the very end, but it's jumped by Mann and by Jay Hartnell. Mann moves into P8, Jay Hartnell P10. Supreme Boy takes P12. Scott now crosses the line and jumps Supreme Boy. The Real takes P14. But that's stolen by Mage Defes. And finally, Alan Brunstick, who tried to do the whole race on soft tyres, takes P16. Drew says he's pretty shocked to take that one. The safety car really helped out, whereas a completely different race to Imola, where we saw about 4 or 5 safety cars. Just the one tonight. And there is Drew back on the podium with his iPhone. Back-to-back wins for Williams. Back-to-back wins for Drew. The podium completed by Cookie and Me Man Moody. My driver of the day, I think, has to go to Me Man Moody. Fantastic podium. Managed to hold it off using the penalties right at the end of the race. Great drive all round. So here we have the confirmation. Drew takes the win from 7th on the grid, back to back. As I mentioned, Cookie takes P2 and Me Man Moody completes the podium. Daz Parker holds on to P4 after starting on pole position, and Quick Killer is in P5, meaning Ferrari got the best results as a team. Nivi is in P6, Browner P7, Mann P8, Scouse Cookie P9, Jay Hartnell P10, Villeneuve P11, Scott P12, Supreme Boy P13, Mage FS was in P14, The Real P15, Alan Brunstick P16. Everyone else was disqualified or did not finish the race. Well, thank you very much for tuning in for FRL's Tuesdays. We hope you enjoyed tonight's feature presentation. And I will just now load up which track we are going to next week, and it is Azerbaijan, the first street circuit of the season. We hope you join us then.